planet and turn my daughter into a tree and my wife.
Captain Planet, motherfucker.
Okay, so here's Mangosteen, and that's some other cool fruits down there. Lychee, longan. Is the longan berry? Where is it? Oh, it's just another lychee. Okay, so that's what the mangosteen looks like. I did have it in one of my videos in like 2013 when I went to Tropical Fruit World in North New South Wales, Australia, and they have a lot of rare fruits there. Now it tasted like really, it's a bit sweet, but it's a bit tart and leaves that sort of weird tarty taste in your mouth. It almost sucks the water out or something. It's weird, isn't it? So it's not my favourite fruit. I don't like that taste, that sort of that tardiness that you get left in your mouth, and it feels like your tongue's sort of getting the water absorbed out of it. That happens when you get those tart sort of fruits. I don't know what's going on there, if it's the bitters pulling or what is happening actually. But yeah, it's not my favourite fruit, but I've learnt that it's really, really healthy. So I wanted to look more into that. I've heard that in Southeast Asia, they get on the rind, so not the fruit in here, but the actual rind on the outside. I've heard they powder that into tea, and then, you know, this is like a longevity thing for the last 20-30 years of their life. You know, if a male in Southeast Asia turns, 60 or something, they should often be getting on this. It's like kind of traditional. It's, it's something that a lot of people over there do. Not everyone. We don't all do the same things. Anyway, let's have a further look into it, and we'll start with Wikipedia, so you can see how it grows there a bit. Known as the purple mangosteen, or Garcinia mangostana. So it's an evergreen. Cool. It's sweet, tangy, juicy, somewhat fibrous, with fluid-filled vesicles. Yes, it has a sweet tanginess, definitely. It's a bit tangy as well. Yeah, it's not bad, doesn't taste bad. I just don't like that weird tartness. Maybe it wasn't fully ripe or something, or picked too early. So I don't want to give a bad name to the fruit, definitely not. It is one of my favourite fruits in another sense, that it's not just a sugary fruit. Like, there's so many fruits out there which are just sugar balls. And then a lot of people use them in that way as well. Like if you juice your lemon and you don't take the lemon, the peel, the white stuff under the peel, the flavonoids and the seeds all together as a whole food, then you're just taking the sugar of the lemon. So, nothing against lemons once again. But I like these fruits which are not just fully sugary, just because then you don't get these severe reactions of getting hungry straight after, and not really hungry, but the thing you've just done with the sugar of a sugary fruit is sort of inflamed your bad candidas and yeasts and all this stuff, all the bad parasites who love that sugar and live off it, not to mention cancer. But and then they start screaming for more, and they get hungry, so you start wanting to eat more, and lots of stuff can go on. You get like pain in your jaw because they make you feel bad and everything. So parasites, they're very real. We've all got them, and they definitely, it's like, I feel like a horse with reins around my mouth sometimes. You know, in the past, not so much anymore, but in the past it was a lot worse for me. You know, I'm going through a bout at the moment actually with some sugar again, so I've got to battle sugar off me again. It just keeps coming back. So intercropping these things because they need shade with banana, plantain, rambutan, durian and coconut leaves is a good idea, they say here. But I want to find out so there's a few pathogens that they can be susceptible to by the looks of it there, so look into this page. Control measures for disease and pests. So measure to inhibit sun scalding, reduction of wounds caused by insects and storm damage, change of microclimate, chemicals applied to root collars and tree stumps to control root diseases, fungicides to control fungal pathogens, biological pest control or insecticides to control insects. Definitely, like you could release positive or beneficial insects like ladybugs in your garden. Anyway, I want to look further into the, here we go, the nutritional part of it. Let's see. So the reason they get on the rind of this, or the peel, in Southeast Asia a lot, well, I know they don't do it here in Uruguay or in Australia, is because it's got like 100 known xanthones or something. So these xanthones are, you know, they have a lot of benefits. That's actually what I wanted to look into. It's just like cannabis has hundreds of phytocannabinoids. Well, this is one of the xanthone fruits that has a lot of xanthones. Up to like 100 xanthones have been found and studied in it. So perhaps we'll be able to find some more information on that soon. It doesn't look particularly amazing in your minerals, because if you think about just 30 grams, this is probably out of 100. Yep, 100 grams. If you just think of hemp seeds with 30 grams, so a third of this, because this is measured, you know, the percentages are on 100 grams. So 30 grams of hemp seed is like literally 10 times more manganese, literally 10 times more magnesium and iron. And it's pretty interesting. Like these levels are, you know, they're way lower than these superfoods and hemp seeds in particular that I was mentioning. So if you're into nutrition and you can get hemp seeds, because I cannot attain hemp seeds just yet in Uruguay here in 2016, even though weed is basically legal here, I still can't get the health seeds, you know, the actual hemp seeds that we eat, they hold, and then they put them in the packet, and then we put them in smoothies and stuff. So it's pretty funny. Let's go further into the nutritional properties. I may as well. What I've been doing lately is signing up to every single one of these things, and just that's in my new email. And yeah, I've got hundreds of emails flicking past every day, but you know, it's not that hard to see your friend's name in the subjects or something like that. And I recommend doing this because you just see the titles of the articles that they post through your email, and just from the titles you can learn quite a bit. You know, it might say, oh, like on one of their articles, Mangosteen's 12 benefits, and if that looks appealing, you can just click on that and let all the rest of the articles flow through your email. That's what I've been doing. So it's high in fibre, apparently. Well, I don't know, do you call 13% high? I can't remember the percentages of what a high fibre fruit has, actually. It's one area I'm lacking in my knowledge. I don't know what a high fibre content actually is. But, you know, things like celery are probably going to have more fibre. Anti-cancerous studies with positive results. Slow the cancerous growth of colorectal tumours, and could possibly slow prostate cancer. The growth of skin cancer cells was inhibited using mangosteen extracts as well. proving that this relatively unknown... So how would you go about doing that? Well, you might make a tincture and then burn off the alcohol, because then you could put it on your skin. Anyway, and that would, you know, inhibit maybe the skin. That's probably maybe how they've applied it, or an ointment or something. But that's one way you could do it and get the benefits of anti-skin cancer from the mangosteen extract, proving that this relatively unknown tropical fruit may have future significance in the fight against cancer. One study concluded that mangosteen could eventually prove chemopreventative, or prevent the need for chemotherapy. Well, there's other things like that, like cannabis, and moringa. What was the other one I wanted to mention? Wampee fruit. I did a video on that in 2013, 3 years ago. It's called wampee fruit. So that's another rare fruit. If you don't know about it, you can have a look into that video. And that was also chemoprotective. Wampee. Wampee fruit. Looks like they've got a recipe here. Some recipes. Champagne, citrus vinegar, net. Is that for this? Anyway. Let's have a look. Very low calories, including xanthones. That's what I want to look further into. Okay, it's got niacin, it's got B complex, rah rah rah. Most of our food has those things. So I'm going to just take this xanthones, that's what I was saying before, and I'm going to see if we can get more information on just the xanthones. Cool. We've got a What Are Xanthones article to go through. Let's have a look. So, known as the Queen of Tropical Fruits, I don't know, according to who, in the Southeast Asian region. Pardon me. So it's in the family of Consciousazine, the genus Garcinia. Let's have a look. Oh, it's also known as Manghood in Thai. So if you're ever in Thailand. Mangosteen plant is an evergreen. Yes, we read about that. Okay. Oh wow, look at this. Lemon drop and African mangosteen. The fruits are smaller than the purple ones. Nice, I'm going to save that picture. Cool, so they're actually mangosteens as well. They look like they're starting to get way smaller to the size of the things we saw here before. The loganberries and the rambutans and the durio and the lychee. So the lemon drop mangosteen is madruno, and the African mangosteen, or imbre, is Garcinia livingstoneae. So not madruno, but livingstoneae. Madruno is the lemon drop one. Interesting. Or button mangosteen. In South America there is a button mangosteen, Garcinia prainiana, and it's native to Malaysia. I might have to keep this article open and look in my area. South America. So I'm here in Uruguay, I might look for this one. Let's look at the health benefits as listed by nutritionandyou.com. Vitamin C, this and that, yes. Okay, so vitamin B complex vitamins such as thiamine, niacin and folates are acting as cofactors that help the body metabolize carbohydrates, protein and fats. So B complex vitamins help you digest. Contains some good copper and etc. They've got a little bit different percentages maybe, but about the same. Yeah, maybe the mangosteen I had wasn't fully ripe and it had too much of a tart taste. Because I do remember another one that was a bit sweeter, and it says here the juice is very tasty, thirst quenching, and it was this other one, but the tart one left my mouth dry. So it can be a big factor in the differentiation of taste when we pick things early. And that's why I know a lot of people grow their own food, because they can, for instance, instead of going to the shop and buying a half red, half green capsicum, grow it to fully red in your own garden and fully ripe, and they taste different. You know, the last sugars come out in the fruit. So we need to be eating fully ripe fruits, and it's much more enjoyable that way. Let's have a look into this other article here. 19 benefits of mangosteen. Antioxidants. They're saying here the xanthones and their derivatives have been shown to have several benefits, including anti-inflammatory. They're an effective remedy against various cardiovascular diseases. Okay. So there's two types of xanthones in the fruit, alpha mangosteen and gamma mangosteen. Two major types of xanthones in this fruit. Well, I've heard there's hundreds that they've found, or 100, up to 100, so we'll see if we can get more information and peel back the layer of the mangosteen even more. Vitamin C, low calories, blood flow, reduces cholesterol, tuberculosis. Strong antibacterial, antifungal properties. Will help you boost the immune system. Apparently, it may have an inhibitory action against harmful bacteria, such as tuberculosis. And in case you don't know what tuberculosis is, spelled it wrong. It's a lung infection, basically. I forgot for a minute too. Okay, cancer, again they've mentioned it with no real links or anything here. Blood pressure, anti-inflammatory, definitely I get the feeling of anti-inflammatory from it, and it's very immediate. Consuming mangosteen 2 to 3 times a day will help relieve pain through its anti-inflammatory and COX-2 inhibitor effects. Okay, I don't know what that is. Let us have a geezer. Let's have a gander at what this means. They're a type of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. I say it's an enzyme. So, mangosteen works through one of the inflammation inhibitors, COX-2 enzyme as well. Interesting. Alzheimer's. While the dried powder of mangosteen rind is used in the treatment of dysentery, its paste can be used to treat eczema and other skin disorders. Cool, so you can put it on your skin. Alright, a decoction made of mangosteen rind can be used to treat diarrhea, whereas a decoction made of mangosteen roots is used to regulate menstruation. So you can use the rind or the peel in a tea for diarrhea and other things, and a decoction of the roots for regulating menstruation. A decoction made of mangosteen leaves and bark is beneficial in bringing down body temperature, and also to treat thrush and urinary disorders. So, a decoction means you're like cooking it. You probably don't want to boil it too much. I don't know, sometimes we can boil off beneficial properties, but then again, when I make cannabis in coconut oil, because I have a grower friend in Uruguay and he gives me the pulled out male plants that no one's going to use, so I make them into an infusion or decoction into coconut oil on the stove. And I actually have to boil that for 2 days, and I do have to boil it. I've messed around with it for years now. I've always tried to not boil it and just bring it to the boil, then switch it off, bring it to the boil, switch it off, and it just does not infuse the coconut oil as much with the cannabis oil. So in some cases you need to boil, but in many cases you don't want to boil or cook your water, because sometimes we're breaking up the molecules in a way that they don't work the same anymore. So you lose the beneficial effects that you thought, you know, you're eating the fruit for, or making the decoction for. So you might just play around with things, and you know, this is why I like making these videos, to express and explicate the law, L-O-R-E, not L-A-W. I think we need less L-A-W, law. I think we need more law, which is the build-up of knowledge around a subject, which is tinkering, which means you have to dabble to find out. And, you know, this is not a psychedelic video, but I am a psychedelic plenipotentiary, or representative, that means. And so I must say, once again, such as in the case of psychedelics, we need to be dabbling way more to discover what actually is going on with these best god foods. They're not even superfoods, they're above superfoods. The psychedelic plant and fungi hallucinogens are god foods. They're at the top of the vibrational food pyramid. They're hovering outside of that vibrational food pyramid, where, you know, meat's at the bottom and your spirulina's at the top of the vibrational food pyramid. Well, psychedelics are outside of that, above that. They're god foods, and not even superfoods, are even better. This can change your whole life. Like, eating some goji berries may not change your life, fuck all. But if you take a magic mushroom and trip for 7 hours and go through, you know, a journey through the universe, you're going to change your life. It's going to change you somehow. So these psychedelics need to be dabbled with much more, in my opinion. You know, there's many beneficial properties. We're not going to go into that. If anyone comments under this video, if I dare leave the comments open for you to comment under this video, go first to consciousazine psychedelic page before you ask me any questions, and before you give me your glib spiel on why psychedelics are no good. I don't want to hear it. We know better now. Let's move on. So, acne repair cells, xanthone compounds in the mangosteen present in the skin of the fruit are the highest when compared to other fruits. So the xanthone compounds present in the fruit mangosteen, the skin, the peel, the rind, are the highest of any other fruit. The xanthone compounds. So this is what I also heard. I also heard that mangosteens have the most xanthone activity of all the fruits that we've so far studied. And that's why I wanted to look into the xanthone stuff a bit more. Can help weight loss, the xanthones in there. Apparently gum disease. Yeah, right, okay. So it can help you with gum disease. Might be helpful for me. Menstruation. Mangosteen can be very useful in reducing premenstrual symptoms like dizziness and mood swings, hypertension, all that that when you girls are looking so terrible and feeling so terrible. Stomach disorders, anti-aging, boosts your energy, viral infections, again the xanthones are antiviral as well. Some important tips for us. Juice made of mangosteen peel can make your skin feel tighter. Pregnant women should avoid consuming this, so it can be harmful to the fetus. Wash the mangosteen fruit thoroughly under running water, yes. Mangosteens are available fresh during the summer months. I mean, Sandra, I could just quickly mention to you that, you know, it says here, wash the mangosteen fruit thoroughly under running water and wipe it with a soft towel to clean it. Yeah, that's a good idea, to actually put the towel in on the deal of washing it, because you need more than water. I keep finding out from all the fruits, and like tomato is one way to begin to feel and understand pesticides on your food, because you wash a tomato and you can feel it coming off. You feel the skin change in texture and the powder come off. This happens every day, every tomato. Some fruits like broccoli, I swear I just soak broccoli now. I don't know, I don't trust. I know that they have a lot of pesticides on things like that. I have worked on a farm before as well. You know, you have to learn about which foods are not pesticided. Like, they never pesticide palta or avocado. And another good thing is, if you're worried about pesticides, which I am, is wild food foraging. I know that the avocado tree I found the other month is not pesticided. And it's a massive tree. It's great thick-skinned fruit, just like mangosteen. It's got a thick skin or rind. So those kinds of fruits are not pesticided. So mangosteen will probably be safe with. But then again, who knows what the outside of a fruit has touched. So if you're going to eat the peel, which in the case of mangosteen we are, you definitely want to wash it. Now you want to wash it, yeah, it's a good idea to use a towel to actually physically rub off things, is what I was saying before, or intending before. But how I went into saying that, you know, I have to soak some fruits it's true, but you can use apple cider vinegar. That's a good way to wash your fruit. You know, just pour, I don't know, a quarter of a cup into your sink and fill your sink up a little bit so that the water has some apple cider vinegar in it. And that'll actually remove pesticides a lot quicker as well. Anyway, let's have a look at their nutritional value here. Their chart here of 1 cup drained. So that means 1 dry cup. There's that much protein, that much energy. Okay. See, it's not that much. Oh, magnesium 25, potassium 94. Okay. No B12. You know, the latest thing I've heard about vitamin B12 is that it's actually something synthesized. I don't know if this is in all cases, because it perplexes me how then it's inside the banana. But I've heard that vitamin B12 is, or can be made from soil-based probiotics, or little soil-based bacteria on the outside of things like carrots and dandelion roots. And you can actually get vitamin B12 creation that way. Remember, vitamin B12 is a big molecule compared to all the other molecules. It's a massive molecule. So from that reasoning, it made sense to me. Oh, look at that article. 32 amazing benefits and uses of tomatoes. Let's sidetrack for a minute, why not? Everyone's saying everything's anti-cancerous these days just because of the antioxidation. And that is somewhat a good point. But you may not cure yourself from cancer just via antioxidation. So apparently, skin benefits of tomatoes. So tomato juice and a tablespoon of water and apply it to your face, and it can treat open pores, glowing skin, and all this business. Anyway, let's get back to the mangosteens, and we're going to go have a look at, I'm going to keep that article there. Okay, let's have a look at what a xanthone is. Anti-cancer effects of xanthones we're seeing coming up. Like that one. So xanthones are phytonutrients. Phytonutrient is, phyto just refers to plant in Greek. I already got that one. So these are some of the most important phytonutrients. Just while we're here, let's go back to the xanthone stuff. Xanthone's role in your body. Human cells come under attack from free radicals. Xanthones strengthen the cell walls, help fight against loose radicals and prevent infections from taking place. This process in turn enhances the immune system of the body. Xanthones also help maintain flexible joints, and they've been found to prevent the development of cancer in some studies. You may not want to take it if you're on other cancer medications, it says here. Okay, that didn't tell me too much about xanthones. Might have to go to a better article. Here we go. Let's read the whole thing. Despite decades of research, the treatment and management of malignant tumours still remain a formidable challenge for public health. New strategies for cancer treatment are being developed, and one of the most promising treatment strategies involves the application of chemopreventative agents. The search for novel and effective cancer chemopreventative agents has led to the identification of various naturally occurring compounds. Xanthones from the pericarp, whole fruit, heartwood, and leaf of mangosteen, Garcinia mangostana, Linn., are known to possess a wide spectrum of pharmacological properties, including antioxidant, anti-tumor, anti-allergic, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral activities. So xanthones do all that. The potential chemopreventative and chemotherapeutic activities of xanthones have been demonstrated in different stages of carcinogenesis, initiation, promotion, and progression of like a cancer, and are known to control cell division and growth, apoptosis, inflammation, and metastasis. Multiple lines of evidence from numerous in vitro and vivo studies have confirmed that xanthones inhibit proliferation of a wide range of human tumor cells. So a wide range of tumor cells are inhibited by xanthones. Excellent. Same with cannabis. By modulating various targets and signaling transduction pathways. So through a modulation, they inhibit proliferation of tumours by inhibiting their signaling, basically. So they stop a tumour being able to signal and grow. Here we provide a concise and comprehensive review of preclinical data and assess the observed anti-cancer effects of xanthones. Okay, how do you get to these articles again? What bloody hell is the article? Is that it? That must be it. Okay. Let's just have a look. I just want to have a further look into this. Okay. Green tea, aloe vera. Recently, commercial products of mangosteen added with essential minerals containing mangosteen, green tea, aloe vera, and multivitamins were used by cancer patients as a dietary supplement. Yeah, that's a great way to do it. With aloe vera, maybe multivitamins you would replace with a plant-based diet, maybe. And some green tea, which is antioxidation again. Mangosteen products are now one of the top-selling botanical dietary supplements. It was on the Dr. Oz that they were talking about Garcinia cambogia, was it? For weight loss, wasn't it? And there was a big scandal about Dr. Oz show and the Garcinia cambogia or whatever it was. So maybe that's why they're so popular. You know, there's a great thing that I'd like everybody to adhere to. I learnt it in my in one of my business subjects back in university, and it's called there's fallacious fallacies of argument styles. just how you argue with someone and what you like, you know, a straw man, etc. All these fallacious argument styles. One of the argument styles is appeal to the masses, and I'll never forget this because I really like what it said. It said, 50 million Elvis fans can be wrong. I thought, too right. I'm one of those ones that thinks that. I've got nothing against him. But yeah, appeal to the masses is a fallacy. So just because something's popular and it has 1 million likes on the page does not mean that person is doing something appropriately or, you know, good or whatever. So it's just a appeal to the masses fallacy, they call it. So if something's popular, often I stay away from it in the mainstream society. Like, you know, how you don't want to be eating pig or chicken. Look how they take care of them, and everyone's doing it. And it's just, when everyone's doing something, we don't seem to sustainably do stuff. Like, we need, you know, we don't even have renewable energies as our main energy source when the sun provides something like 1% of the sun's radiation hitting Earth surface is more than enough for the whole species times 5 of our 2007 global energy consumption. So it's more than enough. Anyway, yep, we've got the anti-tumor, antioxidant, anti-allergy, etc. Not too much more information there. These compounds, the xanthones, are able to inhibit several molecular targets in the tumour cells, including kinases, cyclooxygenases, ribonucleotide reductase, and DNA polymerases. The anti-cancer activities of this kind of compounds are associated with their tricyclic scaffold, but vary depending on the nature and or position of the different substituents. So the molecules hanging around, okay. For example, the xanthones with high anti-cancer activity contain tetraoxygen functions. So they're talking about the molecular structuring here. And yes, geometry matters. Geometry is the sixth dimension of creation. Okay. The anti-cancer activity highest xanthones contain tetraoxygen functions with 2 C5 units in rings A and C described by this person. The Pyrano... So this is just the certain way that the molecules are made up, certain parts of that, for instance, do different things. The Pyrano and Furano rings bearing the hydroxyl group attached to the xanthone nucleus appear to enhance cytotoxic activity. So there you go. Finally, I've found the specifics, and we have it on video. Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for donating, Sandra. What was this? Oh yeah, one more article here. Let's just go into this one. Oh, I was going to put my name. Okay. Thanks for donating, Sandra. We'll just take you through this one more article, just in case there's something here. Again, dysentery is mentioned back in 1855. Xanthones can help dysentery. Various forms of cancer. A study performed at the Gifu International Institute of Biotechnology in Japan revealed that xanthones contained within the mangosteen fruit inhibited growth of and proliferation against human leukemia cells. Cardiac protection. Study performed by the Department of Pharmacology at Central South University in China reveals that treatment with xanthones offered prevention against the damage that could be obtained from a myocardial infarction or heart attack. Okay, So it can help the damage from after a heart attack as well, like repair mechanisms, and that's what I find phytonutrients are good at, repairing the body. Remember, xanthone is a phytonutrient, plant nutrient. Successfully inhibited inflammation in a study published in Indian Journal of Pharmacology reveals that xanthones exhibited anti-inflammatory properties by both oral and intravenous administration in laboratory animals. So any which way they could get it, it was working. Hook it to my veins. Alright, this is the $30 Bandit. Let's see, let's get a picture of me. Benjamin Kallenberg from consciousazine.com. And this is part of the $30 Bandit food plant teaching series on YouTube. And this is the premier main tree website. There's subdomain websites coming off of this website like branches, but this is the main tree, consciousazine. So enjoy.